Hello there, welcome to this supplemental video about Adobe Comp. I'm Tim Chan, host of iPad Pros. So I'm just going to go through a little bit about Adobe Comp, some stuff that I talked about during episode 11 of the podcast. Here is one of my projects that I'm working on. As you can see, I have the touch interface shown where my fingers are touching, as I talked about in the show. So you can, within your project, as you can see, I've named this one. This is a podcast that I have created artwork to promote it. I can hit the plus to add a new format or a new file there. But what I do most of the time is just hit the three dots up there, and I select a project, or a file, I mean, and I will select this, and I will duplicate it. And there we go. I've got the duplicate here, and I'm able to start working with it. So as you can see, as one of the main things I talked about in the episode was this little slider here. So this slider, I'm able to make the text big or small by just sliding up and down. And that is a really awesome feature for getting really fine-tuned sizing of text. Another feature, as I mentioned, was the library. So in here, I've got my library with all of my standard colors that I use for work here. So I'm able to change a color out really easily, and it really does help having this stuff right there. So I'm able to change the theme really easily there. And I'm also able to, let's go and just create a new project, so I have just some room to play with. And you can draw. So there's a whole gesture list of what you can do, but I can just, make a circle. And there, we got a circle made. Square, I got a square. And I believe if I do a square with that, it'll, rounded. So there's all sorts of different gestures that you can do. So here are the different gestures you have access to. So if I want to do a headline, I just do a square with a dot. And there we go. We got a headline there. And if I want to do, say, an image, I just make an X. And there's a placeholder for an image. So as you can see, this is very intuitive. I can erase by just scribbling it out. And it's really just a delight to use. So that's some of the drawing interfaces there that you have to work with. Let's try the duplicate feature. So we're going to make a circle, and to duplicate, you just make a plus. And there we go. That is now duplicated. And you can see we have two of those. So the drawing interface is really nice. And the lasso select, I'm not sure if that did not work, but so those are just some of the features there. Here's the shape library. So you can just drag, you can tap and have that shape in there, and you can start to lay out your sizing of different elements right in here, and you can change out the color. There's a full color wheel. There are themes as well for colors. You can change the opacity if you want. You can add that. So text, you're able to just tap there to do that. And once again, the slider helps you change the font size. And here's all the different options for getting imagery in there. I can grab this, I can download it and add it to my library and open it, and here we have this here. And I'm able, with this image, as I mentioned in the podcast, I can hit this one here, and I can, let's say, add effects within Photo Aviary. So here we are. I can change this to a different color scheme. And I just hit save and return up top to return there. And those changes are reflected. So let me now open that in Photoshop Express, which I apparently did not download ahead of time. So while that installs, let me just show the different export options here. So you're able to share a link, send it to enhance, all those different things. The different grid lines and things like that. Here's the grids that I mentioned. So I've got some different grids. You can add horizontal lines, things of that nature. So let's now try open this up back in Photoshop Express now. And here we are. So you're able to choose the color. And let's hit save and return the Adobe comp. And there we go. That is now reflected. So these were just some of the things that you can do with this wonderful program from Adobe. Just briefly before leaving here, here's some of the fonts. And you can browse new fonts within Typekit. But yeah, I think this about covers everything I wanted to show you in this quick little video about Adobe Comp. Thanks for listening to iPad Pros and watching this little supplemental video.